Welcome to Tattletale. Here's today's story. She took everything from me. So I took what couldn't be replaced. I didn't plan it. I want that to be clear. It's easy to make me the villain now that it's over, but if you had seen the way she smiled at me the day I moved out, you'd understand. You'd understand why I stood there in the parking lot holding a box of mismatched coffee mugs and a hoodie that didn't even smell like me anymore, and thought, she thinks she's already won. Because she had. She got the lease. She got the promotion I trained her for. She got the weekend group. She got Charlie. Charlie was my dog. He used to sleep at my feet while I pulled late nights editing portfolios for that job she's now thriving in. He used to wait at the door when I'd come back from interviews, tail thumping against the wall like he didn't know I just failed again. She posted a picture with him 2 weeks after the split. Captioned, "Finally a little family." I don't think I've ever hated someone so quietly. So no, I didn't plan it. I just didn't stop it once it started. It was a wedding. That's how we saw each other again. Mutual friend. Assigned seats. And guess who was sitting to my right? Liam. Her fiancé. Her perfect, artsy, emotionally literate 3 years sober fiancé. The one she swore was the healthiest relationship she'd ever had. The one she once bragged actually reads books on attachment theory. The one she said saved her. And maybe he had. But in that moment, all I saw was a man holding a glass of sparkling water with a lime wedge and an open jacket. And when he turned to me and said, "You're Elena, right? She used to talk about you all the time." I smiled. I smiled like it was the first real one in months. And that's when I knew. I might not get Charlie back, but I could take something else. He was polite, friendly even, the kind of man who offers you his bread roll before touching his own. He asked if I was still working in design, and when I said no, when I lied and said I was taking some time to figure things out, he nodded like that was noble. Like failing was just part of the journey. She used to laugh at me for that, for being non-linear. For quitting when things got hard, for not having a 5-year plan. But he didn't laugh. He asked follow-up questions. About my old firm. About the gallery piece I had in school. He even remembered the title Disintegrate. Said it stuck with him. I watched him closely after that. Not in a romantic way. Not yet. Just like a puzzle. I couldn't figure out why someone like him, so thoughtful, so measured, would end up with someone like her. And then I remembered. She's good at collecting things that shine. Not necessarily because she loves them, but because she likes being the one who has them. The apartment. The promotion. The circle. Me once. And now Liam. He didn't know, of course, that she used to copy my outfits and claim them as her new aesthetic. That she once dated my crush from undergrad because I told her about him during a one night. That she only applied for the same job I did after she saw my cover letter on the printer tray. It wasn't a rivalry. Not to her. Not even to me at first. It was just a slow realization that whenever I touched something valuable, she suddenly wanted it too. Only she got to keep it. Until now. By dessert, Liam and I were laughing. Not in a flirty way, just a warm way. Familiar. He mentioned that she couldn't make it stomach bug, and I tried not to look like I already knew. I had seen her story that morning. Bottomless brunch. 6 friends. Charlie in a stroller. Figures. Liam offered me a ride home. I said yes. Not because I had a plan, but because I didn't flinch. His car was spotless. Not just clean, intentional. Little glass jar of mints in the console. A playlist that wasn't trying too hard. He opened the door for me without hesitation, like he did it every time, like it was muscle memory. She used to hate that. Said men who opened doors were trying too hard to be seen as good. Funny how quickly she changed her tune when he came along. We didn't talk much on the drive. It was late. The road was quiet. And for the first time in months, I didn't feel like I had to perform. Like I could just sit there. Like someone finally saw me without the mess. He pulled up in front of my apartment and waited. Didn't turn the music off. Didn't lean in. Just looked at me and said, "You were easy to talk to. I didn't expect that." I smiled. Tilted my head just a little. "I used to be her too, you know," I said. He blinked. "Her, your fiancé." He laughed softly and sure. "I doubt that." I shrugged. "You'd be surprised how much of me she borrowed." It hung there for a moment. A half joke. A half truth. A half threat if you really listened. Then I got out. Closed the door gently. Walked inside like I hadn't just cracked something. But I had. I didn't need to see his face to know he was still sitting there after I closed the door. And I knew, without a doubt, that she would feel it. Not that night, but soon. 2 days later, I got a text. Unknown number. Asterisk, Kate, it's Liam. Hope it's okay, I reached out. That conversation stayed with me. Asterisk, I waited 3 hours before responding. Not because I was unsure, but because I wanted him to feel the pause. To wonder if he'd overstepped. To remember how it felt to want a reply. Then I replied simply, asterisk, of course. It stayed with me too. Asterisk, it began small after that. Harmless, if you asked anyone watching. A forwarded article. A picture of a coffee mug that looked like one from the wedding. A song recommendation. Each time I replied. Always politely. Always warmly. Never flirty. Because I wasn't trying to asterisk him. I was trying to pull her apart from the inside. See, the thing about her, she always needed to be the sun. The center of the room. The reason people smiled. If someone else lit up around me. She noticed. And Liam was starting to glow. He told me she'd been stressed lately. That she'd been snapping more. That he felt like he was failing her somehow. I didn't offer advice. I just listened. Quietly. Softly. Like I was just a safe space. Because sometimes, when you want someone to drown, you don't push them. You just hand them the glass of water. A week later, he asked if I wanted to grab lunch. Said it like it was casual. Like we were just two people reconnecting over mutual history. Not a man slowly tiptoeing into emotional treason. I said yes, of course. Not right away. I let his message sit unread for 37 minutes. Just enough time for second thoughts to start whispering. We met at a small cafe in the Arts District. One of those places with chalk menus and mismatched chairs that scream authenticity. She hated places like that. Said they were trying too hard to be quirky. But Liam liked it. He said he came here sometimes after meetings. Ordered the same thing every time, avocado toast with chili flakes and honey. I know it's basic, he laughed, but it works. I nodded. She used to call that her sad girl breakfast. He blinked. I smiled. Stirred my coffee. Before you, back when we lived together. He looked surprised. Maybe even a little hurt. And that was the first moment I knew something real had cracked open. Not just in her world, but his. He didn't pull away. He leaned in. He asked what it was like living with her before she found herself. And I told him. Carefully. Honestly. Just enough truth to sound raw. Just enough omission to stay clean. He listened. He always listened. And when he dropped me off, again, he didn't reach for anything. He just said, "It's weird. I feel like I know you better than I should." I tilted my head. Or maybe you're just now starting to see her clearly. That night, she texted me. One sentence. Asterisk, have you been talking to Liam? Asterisk, I didn't answer. I just watched the typing bubble come and go for 5 minutes before she finally gave up. And in that silence, I bloomed. She didn't message again. Not for 3 days. Then it was an Instagram story, something passive. A boomerang of their wine glasses clinking. The caption read, asterisk asterisk still choosing each other every day. Asterisk asterisk with a white heart. She always used white hearts when she was pissed. Red was for real love. Pink was flirty. White, that was her version of a middle finger wrapped in lace. Liam sent me a voice note that same night. He sounded tired. She's been weird lately, off, like, trying too hard to be happy. I didn't say what I wanted to. I didn't say asterisk that's what she does when she feels like she's losing. Asterisk I just said maybe she's sensing the distance. He was quiet for a moment. Then, I don't want to lie to her, but you haven't done anything wrong, I replied. We're just talking. And that was true. We were asterisk just talking. But she'd already lost the one thing she couldn't ever replace. His certainty. He called me the night of their anniversary. Said they had dinner plans, but he'd stepped out for some air. I could hear the street traffic in the background, the kind of city buzz that makes you feel lonely when you're surrounded by it. I don't think she sees me anymore, he said. Not really. I leaned back on my couch, tucked the blanket tight around my legs, and kept my voice low. She sees what she wants, I said. She always has. He didn't argue. He never did. He started sharing more after that. Little things. Fights they were having. Moments that felt off. How she'd started criticizing his routines, his clothes, his food choices, the way he always rewatched movies instead of finding new ones. She says I'm stuck, he confessed one night. But I don't feel stuck with you. That line echoed. He didn't say he wanted to leave her. He didn't say he loved me. But he didn't have to. That week she blocked me. Everywhere. I didn't react. Not publicly. Not even to him. I just archived the story I'd posted earlier. The one of the coffee shop. The exact one where he first took me to lunch. And I smiled. Because blocking me wouldn't stop him from thinking about me. If anything, it would make him wonder what she was so afraid of. It escalated faster after that. He started calling late. Not texting, asterisk calling. Asterisk like he wanted to hear my voice before he made a decision. Like he needed someone to talk to who didn't make him feel small. She gets mean when she's scared, he told me once. Sharp-tongued, passive, then overly sweet like nothing happened. I didn't say, asterisk I know. Asterisk I just asked, does she apologize? He laughed hollow. She performs an apology. It was strange hearing him describe the same cycles I'd lived 3 years ago. The same patterns, the same charm laced with control. He thought he was telling me something new, but really he was just confirming what I already knew. I could have told him everything, but I didn't. Because I didn't want to turn him against her. I wanted her asterisk to do that. I wanted him to see it for himself, feel it slowly, doubt her fully. The last time we saw each other, it was raining. He called and asked if I wanted to meet, just to talk. I shouldn't, I said. I know, he replied. But I still went. We sat in his car, parked outside my building. Windows fogged. Nothing happened. No kiss. No touch. Just silence and the slow kind of breathing that happens when something unspoken is asterisk this close asterisk to cracking open. He looked at me like he wanted to say something. So I said it for him. She'll know you're here, I don't care. But he did. Because the next morning I got a message. From her. Asterisk asterisk you always take what doesn't belong to you. Asterisk asterisk I stared at it for a long time. Then replied, funny, that's how I felt about Charlie. She didn't reply. I didn't expect her to. She never responded when she was cornered. She just waited for the narrative to shift again, waited until she could play victim, until someone else handed her a better story. But this time, the silence stretched. Liam didn't text that day, or the next. 3 full days passed with nothing but static, and for the first time since this started, I felt something tight coil in my chest. I wasn't worried about asterisk him. Asterisk I was worried I might have gone too far. Not because I regretted it, but because I wasn't done yet. Then, on the fourth day, he showed up. No text. No call. Just a knock on my door at 10:43 p.m. I opened it slowly, heart like glass in my throat. He looked tired. Jacket soaked. Eyes darker than I remembered. She left, he said. Just like that. No build-up. No explanation. He stepped inside without asking, and I let him. We sat on the floor like teenagers, backs against the couch. He didn't cry. He didn't explain. He just said, I think I loved the idea of her, not her. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. He leaned his head back, closed his eyes, and whispered, What do I do now? And in that moment, I could have told him the truth. That I didn't love him. That I never wanted him. That he was just the only thing she couldn't repost, retake, or rebrand. But I didn't. I touched his hand, laced my fingers through his, and said, Now you start over.